It doesn't matter your industry or profession. It's so important that you're able to signal these 4 qualities if you want to gain clients and get those clients to refer others to you. I call these the 4 C's, and it's based on an Amazon best-selling book I wrote with Dr. Ivan Misner, who has been called by CNN the father of modern day networking. I struggled with these 4 qualities in my early days. In fact, my father, when he walked into my brand new clinic in Toronto, Canada, he said, "Son, I really like what you've done with the place, but it's missing one thing." I was like, "What's that, Dad?" He said, "Patience. This place is empty." I was like, "But Dad, you got to give people time to find out about me. I'm the new kid on the block." He said, "Son, that's your first mistake. You don't wait for people to find you. You get out there and you network." Problem was, I hated networking, even though every business is dependent on it. I hated selling, and every one of us is in sales. And the idea of leadership was very intimidating. So I learned the hard way and the long way. And when I understood these 4 C's, I went from this struggling chiropractor in Toronto who had an empty clinic and was shaking and shivering at night because I was struggling to pay the bills and I was afraid of doing these key things, networking, selling, and leading. And I eventually became a doctor running a multi-million-dollar clinic. I'm at a place now where most, if not the vast majority of my business comes from word-of-mouth referrals, almost $0 on advertising, because I learned these 4 key qualities. They are the 4 C's: competence, credibility, clarity of communication, and connectivity. In other words, people want to know you are competent before they decide to do business with you. Competence gets your foot in the door. That's trusting you on a professional level. But people also need to trust you on a personal level, which is credibility. Competence gets your foot in the door. Credibility keeps you in the room. But you know people who have these first 2 C's, but they still struggle. And that's usually because they're functioning out of the mindset of, and a business model of, I'm going to get people to know me, like me, and trust me. This know, like, trust model. Now, this model is incomplete. I'd like to stretch you beyond that, because in the know, like, trust model, there is no mention of the 3rd C, clarity of communication. And we know how important communication is in business. The 4th C is connectivity, and it refers to the quality and quantity of your connections. In that, when people perceive you to be well-connected in a room or well-connected in the community, they're more likely going to want to rub shoulders with you, because being connected to people who are well-connected means you're well-connected. The way we roll this out for entrepreneurs is DNA. If you put the 4 books together, they actually form a DNA helix. D for discover the 4 C's. You just have. So N is for navigate the 4 C's through anonymous peer-to-peer assessments. Here, we would take a team and we would have each one of you assess yourselves and assess everyone else. So what you're going to get as a member of the team is a scorecard that says, here's how you assessed yourself on the 4 C's, let's say 9999. And here's how your peers assessed you on all the 4 C's, 9939. 3 for clarity of communication. What that tells you is that there's a perception gap. How you rated yourself, 9, differs from how your peers assessed you, 3. That gap might be the very reason that you're not able to secure business or maximize your ROI as a professional. And this deficiency is important because now we know for an individual what they need to work on. Look, you can't go out there and ask your clients, hey, why didn't you choose to do business with me? Was it because you didn't perceive me to be credible? Or was I not clear enough? The next best thing is to leverage peer feedback, because it's very likely that the way you signal the 4 C's internally is the way you signal them externally. And we're all networking internally and externally. It's important that we master these qualities. What we also get, besides the individual score on all the C's and their deficiency, if they have any, we then would get a group score. So it tells you, it speaks the caliber of the group. Perceived caliber, I should say. What it also tells you is if there's a deficiency in, let's say, clarity in this group, we know there's communication issues. The lowest C being credibility, we know there's trust issues, and so on. So it speaks to deficiencies at both the individual and the group collective level. We got discover the 4 C's, navigate the 4Cs through assessments. And A is apply the 4Cs coaching training. Some people learn best by coaching. So we would apply the coaching framework to help them strengthen their deficiency. Some prefer being part of a training. So we'd run a training for the team and they can work on their deficiencies as a whole, as a collective. And of course, we can offer the books. They can read the books, listen to the books, and develop and strengthen their Cs through, self-paced reading. So this is a 4Cs program. I believe that the only thing worse than not securing business and not getting referrals is not knowing why. And the only thing better than gaining high quality referrals is knowing with precision why you're getting them. So if you'd like to know more about bringing this into your organization, reach out.